Hey, this is Kineer. Welcome to another Dune Awakening tips and guide video. This video is intended for new players or players that are trying to get the most out of the Hagga Basin South region. Maybe if you've seen my earlier video, there'll be a link in the description below on how to farm this region, get some nice armor and weapons before you proceed going farther north. Now, I am already advanced on this character back to a certain point of, he is level 26, been playing this character actively. I have followed the same process that I defined in my earlier video. He already has Calif's Drinker that is from the Wreck of the Alcyon, the Sims Cutter as a quest reward, Way of the Fallen, a nice pistol, and Aren's Vengeance. In addition, I have farmed the Hollower Stillsuit, all 4 pieces at this point in time, and I've gone through the test station twice, or the Imperial test station number 2 to get the Emperor's Wings, and I have also picked up Old Sparky as well. So this character is moved along pretty well. I'm going to go step inside before, it looks absolutely wonderful out here, but I'm going to step inside before the sun comes up, and I'm going to show you the map. This is also a character that already has the sand bike, so if you follow along the quest line, you will get the sand bike, and you will also get a couple of nice pieces as quest rewards up at the trade post. So this is not a guide on how to get the sand bike. There are many ways to do that, but what I will show you is the route that I am using. I did spawn over here to the far left-hand side. This is the furthest out I've ever spawned, and I did run all the way back. It was quite an interesting trip, and I went past Dewgap, and I eventually put my base here, which is in what I refer to as the Golden Triangle, this area between the Griffin's Trade Post, which you can't see behind this quest, and the Wreck of the Alcyon, with the Imperial Testing Station in the middle, and Mina Cavern and Broken Stone Station below. So I have all of those in here. I put my base here, and you'll also notice that I have a small base down here, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. I am playing on a private server right now. I don't generally recommend having more than one base in Hagga Basin South. If you're on a public server, it's probably not the friendliest thing to do, and Funcom certainly wants you to move on, and they want you to get rid of these bases. But since I'm on a private server, I do have these 2 bases here, and I'll show you what that one's about later. It's not really that important. It was just kind of a matter of convenience. Now, I will also note the following, just at full disclosure. I am running on a private server with G-Portal. I am partnered with G-Portal, so there will be a link in the description. If you want to get your own private server, you can do that. They have been absolutely fantastic to work with so far, and I truly enjoy the process, especially with this new startup character that I have. My main character is on a public server, but having a private server with a small number of players, we just have a handful on here right now, and we're spread out, is a very interesting and different experience. If you are enjoying Dune anyway, I highly recommend it. So the link will be in the description below. So thank you very much to the people at G-Portal for helping out. Anyway, what I want to do here is I want to demonstrate the process that I'm using in order to get the pieces for the Hollower Stillsuit, some supplies that you need in order to build some of these things. And I've already gone through, like I said, the Wreck of the Alcyon in order to get the Calif's Drinker. I have Aren's Vengeance from Broken Stone Station, and then I went through Old Griffin Hideaway to get the pistol that I'm carrying as well. So I have a lot of those items in place. However, the Stillsuit is a drop here that is randomized, so you only get 1 piece at a time. Sometimes you get duplicates, so I'm running a circuit for that. And also there is a peak here. This is just to the northwest of the Wreck of the Alcyon, where you can get Aren's light armor, and I'm trying to get those pieces as well. So if I look at my research tab, what I can see under copper products is I have Aren's boots, chest piece, I recently got the gloves, and the pants, but I don't have the mask that goes with it. I already have the Hollower Stillsuit, or the Hollower Stillsuit over here, and I'm missing, I think these 2 items are actually at KeyHole, and I might go get those as well. This is Sims Cutter, which I already have because I received it as a quest reward, but you can also get the recipe for it. And this is a upgraded engine, Mahindra's engine, for the bike. And those will both be over here at the KeyHole Rock location. And I just stop by there occasionally. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to set a marker here, which is where Aren's light armor spawns. And I'm going to run the circuit that I run here, which is to go out here and then come back around here and swing back down to Broken Stone Station. I'm going to show you along the way the easiest way to get up to the top of this peak. I have completed the Trooper quest with the Sugarwire Claw. That is the short answer to it. Get the Sugarwire Claw. It's the easiest way to climb things, but there is a way to get up here quickly. I'm going to show you the easiest way to jump in and check the chest at Dewgap Gateway for the Stillsuit. And I'm going to show you the easiest way to jump into Broken Stone Station and get copper-infused, spice-infused copper dust, I think is what it's called. I have to look at the name of it specifically. I have some in a box over here, but I'm going to go get more on this. So the spice-infused copper dust, which is necessary in order to build the items that, let's say, like Aren's chest piece. I'm not going to build it, but you need copper ingots, the plasteel microflora fiber, plant fiber, and spice infused copper dust. So those are items that if you want to get the most out of the Hagga Base region, you can just work this area and follow this circuit that I'm going to show you, and you'll end up with all this great gear, which will serve you well as you move north into eastern Vermilius Gap and western Vermilius Gap as well. Now, I have gone up here because the quest moving on does require you to come up here, and I did research the advanced subfief console, and I put down a little tiny box here. I just went up to Anvil and came back, put down a very tiny box base so that I could unlock the Iron Age, and it's necessary to do that. Otherwise, they will lock the iron research behind. Let me see if I can find a good example of this. The iron products will be locked like this behind the quest moving on. But I have opened that up, and the way I did that is I had to. They say you have to abandon your bases, but you really just have to remove the subfiefs, and you could put them right back. So if you have a base down here, you don't have to give it up. Now, I will notice, just as a public service announcement, I don't recommend, again, on a public server, leaving bases here you're not going to use, taking up valuable real estate that other people could use, and I don't recommend having two bases down here. Because this is a private server, I have those options. So I'm going to see if there's any water here. We're going to take a quick drink. I will also note that in my travels, I have picked up some old beat-up Leader Johns. I have the one from a quest reward, or the one that I bought at the station, and then I found one that was on the map that I showed earlier in my earlier video. So in the meantime, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go see if we can get another piece of Aren's armor, and I'm going to show you the path that I follow to do this. Now, this little area here is pretty nice. I am running this sand bike as built without the booster on it. I have inventory, but I don't really use the inventory. Personal marker on my radar, so I'm going to follow that as well as I can. I also apologize, there are going to be key clicks in this. I am recording this on a laptop with a keyboard attached to it, and it's a little louder than my normal rig, so hopefully you'll bear with me on that. Probably going to try to find a quieter keyboard in the future. So you can see I'm heading for the wreck of the Alcyon up ahead, but I'm not going to go in there and clear it this time. This circuit resets every 50 minutes or so, maybe an hour, I think is a safe bet. So if you find you're completing it too early, I highly recommend just stopping in the wreck of the Alcyon or going through and doing the Imperial Testing Station number 2 more times. I will also note that this little peak, this is where we want to go. I'm going to get a little bit of vibration out here on the sand, but I'll be out of it quickly. These scavengers are going to shoot at me, but I'm going to just go around the corner. I don't think they'll follow me over here. If they do, we'll have to take care of them and add them to the water supply. Hop off the bike. Highly recommend the backup tool. Give it a second and it'll be good. I don't really need a gun for anything up here, so I am going to use the Shiga wire, and I'm on this side of the peak, if you can see it. Let me get over here. So I'm on the east side of this peak, and I think that's the easiest way to get up, and I'm just going to, should be able to jump straight up in one shot. There you go. And I got the mask. I got the mask, Aren's mask. That is absolutely wonderful. So I'm going to go over here out of the sun in the shade. And I'm going to double check this from a research perspective. If I look at this, if I go to these, I had the first 4 and eventually I got the mask. So now I have the mask. If I go back to base and learn it, I can have that, and that'll be just perfect. Now I will note that if you come over here at night, there are 2 Sardaukar ships that patrol the area. I'm going to go ahead and jump down. I do have the Emperor's wings. And so you do need to be careful about those Sardaukar ships. I try to stay away from the south, and I try to follow the northern route, because the one over here does go pretty far out over the sand, and he's, I think there's ample room to get away from him. I'm not even going to harvest those guys right there. I really, I feel like I want to, but I'm not going to. So I have plenty of water right now. That's the benefit of working through Hagga Basin South and sticking around down here for a while, is that you can end up with plenty of water storage. You can get yourself in a position where you have plenty of water for your own uses, and it's really a comfortable place to get familiar with the game mechanics and to just go through the loop several times, because you'll go north and it'll become a harsher environment, and it'll be a little more difficult. There'll be higher level enemies, and it's best to start off with nice armor and weapons, and they'll be a little less effective up north. But what I have discovered is, unless you are going to rush to the aluminum stage quickly, these weapons will do really well for this and the next phase, and then you'll be in a comfortable position to upgrade and kind of enter the Iron Age up north. Oops. Now, I do like to swing over just a little bit over here instead of crossing that sand over there, because I will get a tiny amount of worm vibration right about now. Yep, and then it'll go away. But and I'm going to stop and show you what I'm doing here, just so that we're super clear on the map. I am going from this peak over near the wreck of the Alcyon. I'm just coming right across here, and I'm going to go ahead and mark this here. I'm going to go to Dewgap Gateway, and I'll show you the best way to get up to Dewgap Gateway. Get up, check the box fast, and get out of there before anybody even knows you're there. And I'm going to turn there. You can see that it's starting to shift on my compass, and I think this is the route. Yep. There he is. Okay, we're going to ignore him. We're going this way. We're not at any risk. He's just up there having fun. Just up there letting us know he's there. So I'm going to come this way. There will be some guys behind me. They're going to take a shot at me probably. I don't know. Maybe they won't. There's Dewgap right ahead. So that's just a short ride from the Aren's light armor peak. Doesn't have a specific name. It's just a peak that you wouldn't know that this stuff was there. I'm going to come around the corner, and I will note there's another worm over there. If you find yourself in a sandstorm over here, these scaffoldings are actually really good locations. I'm just going to go ahead and park up here. You can climb up on that. There's a nice place you can tuck yourself into, but if you want to, you can just park your bike under here, and it says sheltered and enclosed. And I have waited out a sandstorm here before as well, so it's not really a big deal. So if you have some inventory, it's not a huge deal. I'm just going to go ahead and get out my rifle. I don't think I need the rifle for this at all. I shouldn't really have to shoot anybody. I could go with the Way of the Fallen pistol. I like it. It's a great pistol. What I'm looking for here is the scaffolding. Scaffolding is your friend in this game. And I'm going to just line up this way. There's a piece that kind of juts out, and I'm going to Shiga wire up to the top. And I'm hitting not only my Shiga wire, but I'm going to use the space bar to go ahead and fly. And if you'll see it, they might notice me and yell. But the chest that we want is right there. That's it. And I always check my inventory to make sure I have enough spots in my inventory to pick things up. And then I'm just going to jump down and I'm going to loot the chest.
Someone here. Let's back up.
And then I'm going to jump over the edge. I'm going to have to dodge to get out of here. They're going to get me. But if you get the timing right, it's all good. I was a little sloppy there. I landed on top of that the tent, and that was not necessary. If you just land on the ground, they don't notice you right away, and you can jump pretty quickly. So, and I'm just going to get out of here. I'm going to race ahead past these guys on the right, and then I'm going to pull up over here and stop in the shade, even though it doesn't matter on the bike. Oh, that guy's out for a walk. Let's ignore him. Let's go past. It's funny when they're waiting for you. I'm just going to go on back to my base. So I'm just making the circuit around to my base, which is just down the road from the Griffin's Reach trade post. Anyway, let's just go over here, stop in the shade. We'll take a look at the loot that we've gotten so far. So I got the Hollower Stillsuit mask. I already have one of those, which is great. And I also got Aren's mask, which I didn't have yet, so I'm going to make that one. And it tells me it needs copper ingot, plasteel, microflora fiber, plant fiber, and spice-infused copper dust. And I'll show you where to get more spice-infused copper dust pretty easily as well. So I'm just going to come over here, stop into my base, heal up, top off on water, and learn both of these recipes. Now, these early recipes, you could potentially take them to Arrakis or Harko Village and sell them on the exchange. It'll cost you, before you can fly, it'll cost you 2,500 to fly there. So there's almost a diminishing return. So if you can't make that much off of them, it may not be worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and learn this one, and I'm going to go ahead and learn Aren's mask. I'm going to go ahead and put everything in the boxes if I can do that right. just random things I picked up. And let's go ahead and make Aren's mask. I should be able to make Aren's mask right here. I have all the pieces. We'll go ahead and switch out of the stillsuit and wear this armor over to the next location. I like the stillsuit. I'm going to do this. And I think I have the rest of the pieces upstairs. What do we have? That is old armor that they made me make. Here is Aren's chest piece, gloves, pants, and boots. So let's take these. Back up. Let's go ahead and put them on. So now I am in a set of light armor, and my total armor is 209. I have armor mitigation of 29%. That's calculated off of my armor value. And the thing that I'll point out is that the light armor gives you a certain amount, so a better dash stamina cost. It mitigates light dart, blade, and heavy darts. So that essentially it means it reduces the damage you take from those. Now, if I go back to the stillsuit, you'll notice it has armor value, which is the same as this light armor set, heat protection, and a catch pocket. It doesn't provide you any blade or damage mitigation. So I'm just going to put this stillsuit in the box over here for now. It's full of water, which is kind of nice. So in the future, when I come back, it should be full of water. I'm accumulating a fair amount of cash too, which I don't necessarily want to carry. I won't lose it if I die, unless I'm in PvP. So the last thing that I want to get here, and let's go ahead and drink. The last two things that are part of my circuit are to go down to Broken Stone Station, and I'll even stop at KeyHole Rock, but Broken Stone Station is where I can get the spice infused copper. And as usual, I will mark it on my map so that I can get there easily. Let's fuel up the bike. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I'm going to go ahead and heal up real quick. I'm going to hit a bandage. I am playing Swordmaster on this character. I've never tried it before. It is a lot of fun. Maybe I'll get a chance to kick somebody in the face, because it's great. I don't know what else to do with Swordmaster, but it's fun to kick people in the face. That's all I can say. It's a low-level character. Okay, so look at that. Look at that guy. Look at that bad boy just cruising through here. You always have to be careful, these guys. I don't know where he's going, I swear. Where's he going? Does he go underneath? Like, this is a very rocky area. So anyway, I don't have a booster. We're just going to run through. Always pay attention. And I'm going to go in front of this place, even though they're going to yell and take shots at me. I didn't attract the worm over there. I got a little bit of vibration. There's more. He's behind me. I can hear him. Oh my goodness, the dust is intimidating to say the least. Is he following me? I don't know what he's doing. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So this is the second base that I built, and again, I'm going to say this. I'm on a private server that Chief Portal has provided to me. And we only have a handful of players over here, so I'm not really hurting anybody by having a second base over here. This is just a mini base. If I wanted to stay out of the storm, which clearly you don't need to, you can find a place to tuck up underneath a rock. You can, I do a little mining over here and things like that, and there's batteries nearby, so it's fine. Broken Stone Station is just up the hill, and that's why I like this location. I kind of use that base if I wanted to work all these locations and I wanted to stock up on water and things like that. If I were on a public server, I would not do that. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. That is my public service announcement. Don't do that on a public server. It's okay. I mean, do whatever you want to do. It's your game. It's your game. You bought it, you play it. That guy, I'm not going to pay attention to him. So I don't want to have to clear Broken Stone Station every time just to get this stuff. And here's the issue: is there's a bunch of enemies in there. And if I do what I want to do, that one right there is going to cause me a problem. So I'm going to just shoot them once and see if I can get them to come over here and hopefully not draw anybody else. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Come on over here. I'm using Aren's Vengeance. And I could probably just kill him. if they get close enough, I could kick them in the face with my Swordmaster skill. So I do that because I want to go up to this ledge, which you can just walk up behind here. It's not really a problem. And I'm going to switch to my pistol, the Way of the Fallen, which I got in the cave just outside of the trade post. And I'm going to jump on these roofs here. And if I do that, I can jump across, go down one level, and I can get the loot that I want. If I do that and the enemy is still down there below, they're going to aggro to me and it's going to be a pain. So I'm just going to come over here. I'm going to run downstairs. I don't think there's an enemy in here. There's a bomb on the floor here, so just grab this stuff fast and then back away fast, and you get six, 7 or more spice-infused copper dust. And that's why I like this place. And then I'm just going to shig a wire out of here. And so you can do that as a circuit. And I think the next place I want to go is over to KeyHole, which is right over here, KeyHole Rock. And I'm actually going to get the bike out, and I'm going to go around the outside on that one, because I think it's an easier way to get there. And put the bike down somewhere, please. And the guys off to the right will definitely feel like they want to fight me. But they don't really want to fight me. And I don't have any problem with inventory right now, so I'm going to ignore my own base. If I want to, here's a nice way to do this. This is the path up to Bene Cavern. But it's also a trail, I think, that will go through the other side. And there's some more resources down here if you want them. What I want to do is... This is a great area for a little base if you wanted to. I don't actually want to go up this way. I want to sneak in the side here at KeyHole as well, if I can do it. So I am going to get a better gun out, or a different gun. So I'm going to hop up here. It's a pretty good hop. So I really want to just... see if I can remember this. There's a way from this ledge to jump in there, but there's quite a few of them up there if you see them. And these guys are kind of a pain when you first come through here early on as a new character. They're not a big deal now, but I honestly just really want to I wish I could just sneak in. I don't think I can. We'll see. Drop down here. There's the chest right there. And I got old Sparky. I did not get the bike engine, and then I'm gonna jet out of there, and we're done. Let's wait up here on top of this stone. Make sure there are no Sardaukar. He's off in the distance. We don't have to worry about him. So that's it. That's the circuit. Now from here I can just head back up to my base, stash things, do whatever looting I want to, and repeat the circuit if I want to. Like I said, if you get to this point and you're still picking up Aren's light armor, or you're picking up Dewgap, and you find that you're completing this circuit in less time than it takes for those to respawn, I recommend going to the Wreck of the Alcyon. I recommend going to the Imperial Testing Station. You'll rack up bike parts here, you'll rack up parts for guns here, and you can just kind of stock those up over time, and you can take them north when you want to. I will also note, and I mentioned this earlier, that I did go north and I did set up a home base, and I unlocked the Iron Age. I think one of the reasons I like unlocking the Iron Age, there are two reasons actually from a research perspective. One is, and these are both in the construction tab, is the ability to make not the recycler, but you can unlock the repair station, and then you can also unlock, I believe also under this one, you can unlock the improved blood purifier. If you're going to continue to hang out in the Hagga Basin South, a repair station and blood purifier are pretty nice things to have. Although I think after you get all the armor out of this area and you kind of work through it, even if you wanted to do kind of a completionist run, you will reach a point where you feel like it's very natural to go north and to expand there. But at that point in time, you will have a nice base in the south. You'll have some nice armor and weapons that you can use in order to progress in the north and really kind of get into your Iron Age. In the meantime, you're in a position where if you want to, you can just run north and pick up some iron and bring it back here. There's nothing that stops you from processing iron here and building items with the iron that you process here. So if you like the video, please hit the like button, share it. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit the subscribe button so you get notifications. This is Twitch and YouTube, and you know how all that works. If you want to catch me on a live stream, you can do that as well. I am live streaming many days of the week on Twitch and YouTube. I'm on YouTube at Kineer and on Twitch /Kineer Gaming. So subscribe or follow wherever you like to watch. Please comment if you have any other ideas about how to go about this same content, or if you have any tips for other people who are watching the video and might tune in later. That is always welcome. I try to respond to all the top level comments because YouTube actually helps me find them, which is nice. If you are responding to replies or lower below in the list, I don't always see those because YouTube doesn't really highlight them. Enemy sighted. We're just going to ignore her for right now. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you have any suggestions for the future, leave those in the comments as well. This is Kineer, and I'm out of here. Thanks.